Very exciting. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a big difference. Everyone has some really good ideas. I'd love to hear it. No, I don't really Yeah, we got a few nice rides. So we like, oh, we shaved off like 3 minutes.
That's a great start.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Two separate.
Sorry, let's do it. I couldn't get there till like Saturday evening, and by then it was like.
Yeah, and revenue.
For no reason.
Well, no, thank you, President. Canadians don't want to come. The Canadian tourism's down.
Yeah. My interview and keep Gabriel in land.
Trustee Williams, your mic is not muted.
Thank you.
All right, well, I am showing 5:01. Let's go ahead and officially call our meeting to order. And we'll start with roll call. Deborah, do you mind?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Rogers,
Present.
Kate Turner Whiteley,
Excused.
Elaine Sanchez,
Also excused.
Trustee Waugh,
Present.
Trustee Dukowski,
Present.
Trustee Williams,
Excused.
Present.
Oh, he's
Okay.
online.
I'm online. Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Present.
Trustee Foy,
Present.
Trustee Fettler. Trustee Fettler,
Oh, Fiedler, sorry, that's me.
Fiedler, I apologize for the pronunciation. Attorney Wilt,
Yeah, present.
we have a quorum.
Thank you. I'll have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Deborah, do we have anyone sign up for public comment?
Yes, we do, Chair.
All right, just to remind everyone for public comment, we have, I'm just going to do summary. We have 45 minutes set aside for public comment. We ask that each speaker limit his or her remarks to 3 minutes each, and the speaker may not transfer time to another speaker. And if we could have the speaker also state their name and address for the record, we appreciate it. With that said, we'll go ahead and have those who have signed up for public comment come up.
Maggie Farrell,
Good evening, trustees. My name is Maggie Farrell. I live at 2834 Athens Ridge Drive, and my zip is 89052. I am the Dean of Libraries at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, but I am also the chair of the Nevada State Council on Libraries and Literacy. So I come to you today to address my remarks to agenda item 8. I think that's B. So in my role as a director, I want to speak to Kelvin Watson's leadership in the state and on the national levels. I know that your review later today and probably the following month will focus on his leadership of the library district. However, I want to speak specifically to Mr. Watson's role within the state of Nevada. So he is recognized by his peers as an expert in modern and innovative library services. But what is most notable is the way that the executive director of the largest public library system in the state extends himself to the public library directors throughout the state. He does this in terms of helping them with their services and providing a director-to-director support, which is so necessary for librarians throughout the state. And regardless of the size of the community, regardless of the size of the budget, Mr. Watson makes sure that he is available and a close colleague to his peers across the state. And that is so notable, not only to myself at the University of Nevada, but also to particularly the smaller rural libraries throughout our state. Director Watson's reputation is also nationally known. I am one of the leaders within the American Library Association and can attest to Mr. Watson's engagement on the national level. And this was recognized just a few weeks ago, actually just like 2 weeks ago, in which Director Watson was recognized with an award, the Ken Haycock Award for promoting librarianship. It was noted in his award, his ability to connect libraries to the community. Here in Southern Nevada, in Las Vegas, and in Clark County, we are so fortunate to have Director Watson leading our library system. And so I commend to you his work that is recognized on the state and the national level. Thank you.
Thank you.
Louis Jordan,
Good evening, trustees. Louis Jordan, 340 North 11th Street. I'm the executive director of the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority. I too come to speak on item 8B. I need to start off just by saying thank you. Thank you for the partnership and the collaboration. As a developer and manager of about 17,500 units here in Southern Nevada, the largest landlord in the state, putting people in housing is only a part of my job. providing roofs and beds is just one part of it. The other part, and I would like to say the part I enjoy most, is the partnership and the collaboration that particularly dealing with low-income families, helping to move them from where they are to where they want to be. The partnership and collaboration that's been built between our agency and yours under the direction of Mr. Watson is just phenomenal. Be it a let's get Chromebooks to where you're building libraries. The notion of that close proximity and the understanding. I stand here saying that my peers around the country don't necessarily have this luxury of just this common bond and understanding of why literacy is important to housing, education is important to housing, workforce is important to housing. In a nutshell, Mr. Watson gets it, and he gets it well. So to the extent that we can continue to build on the collaboration and the partnership, we're looking forward to doing it. While we've done some good things, there's so much more to do. And I'll close by saying we're better together, and we appreciate the leadership that's been displayed so far. Thank you.
Aisha Goins.
My name is Aisha Goins. My address is 801 South Las Vegas Boulevard. I actually didn't know I was signing up to speak, but it has been, I want to talk in my official title, which is the Vice President of the NAACP. It has been a pleasure and an honor to work with Executive Director Watson. One of the things that I want to point out is our libraries are a resource to our community. It is the point of contact for those people who don't have access in other places. And that includes computers, fax machines, necessary items to just look for a job, or in our case, in our libraries, tools to mend your yard. And one of the things about our library that I love is the ability to talk about it in this broad scope. We used to only talk about the library in the aspects of needing to read something or to research something. And now when I talk about our library, I can talk about things that you can do with your children for the summer. I can talk to them about renting dolls and renting toys. You can talk about training for 3D. And all of these things came under Dr. Watson. And so it has just been a pleasure and an honor. He's an asset to this community, and I look forward to him continuing this. And this relates to item 8B. Thank you.
Thank you, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name. Next, we have Jerry Merritt.
Good evening to the trustees. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Jerry Merritt, and I serve as the chairperson for Workforce Connection, where your executive director, Kevin Watson, also served on the board with me. I want to take a moment to publicly recognize and commend this board for your visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to community service. Because of your foresight and your collaboration or partnership with Workforce Connection, we were able to establish 7 American Job Centers, branded as Employer MV Hubs, within libraries throughout Clark County, Las Vegas Library District. This partnership was more than a program. It was a catalyst. Your vision and willingness to open your doors and host the employee envy hubs in your location sent a powerful message across our region that libraries are not just places for books, they are also places for opportunity. Other library districts, including the city of Henderson and the city of North Las Vegas, actually followed your lead. Today, What began with this board has grown into 11 employee envy hubs across libraries throughout the valley. Your example also encouraged local municipalities to participate, hosting employee envy hubs in their community centers and in their public buildings. Altogether, we now have 25 employee envy hubs across Southern Nevada. But the impact goes beyond just the number of locations. In addition, your vision was the catalyst to host hubs within library locations have allowed over $1 million to be redirected to workforce development services throughout Southern Nevada. What does that mean? That $1 million more is going into job training, into career coaching, and other services that actually change lives instead of locations where people could show up. That kind of investment only happens when visionary partners like you actually see the bigger picture. You understand what was possible when we combined our public institutions with our workforce innovation. You saw that by working together, we could deliver more access to economic opportunity. So today, on behalf of Workforce Connection, our partners, and the many residents who have had clear paths to good jobs and brighter futures, I want to express my deepest appreciation. Thank you to this board for your leadership, for your trust, and your belief in what can happen when we all work together to make a difference. Thank you.
Chair, that ends comments.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to accept the proposed agenda?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any comments? All right, those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Aye.
Okay, moving to agenda item number 4, approval of the proposed minutes, and they were delayed until September 11th, 2025. Yep. So yeah, there's no minutes posted for September. I mean, they will be prepared for September's meeting. Okay, so moving on to the chair's report. So a few items I want to note is I had a chance to go to the ALA National Conference with a few of my trustees. And as we had one of our public commenters highlight, and I sent the email out that Kelvin received yet another recognition as the Ken Haycock Award for promoting librarianship. So give Kelvin a round of applause. And just throughout my time there, I told everyone that I was part of his entourage because he's treated, he's treated like a celebrity, in terms of the appreciation for his professionalism, his mentorship, and his excellence throughout his career that started before he actually came to the library, but as a vendor in other capacities and companies, but just how well he maintains himself and how he represents Las Vegas and how well received his work is and the team's work is on a national scale. So I just want to say that I learned quite a bit there about Kelvin's just appreciation in his profession. And then also I went to a few sessions, in particular, I was interested in the AI work within libraries and the virtual reality in libraries. And just to say that, Kelvin and I had a few conversations subsequent to that, and just hearing that, we're already ahead of the game and piloting a few initiatives that some other libraries are eager to see what the outcome of that work is going to be and how they may be able to learn from us piloting some of this work and how it can be scaled up across other libraries nationally. And then some disappointing news I want to share. If you hadn't heard, Clay T. White, our trustee, resigned effective immediately. It just doesn't fit her her prior commitments in terms of just the time and the date. So she felt that it was best that, she step away and allow someone who can be more committed and it fits into their schedule to ensure that we move the work of the important work of the library forward locally and nationally. And then if you have not done so, I had a chance to get a tour of the West Side Library construction. Thank you, John, for giving me a tour. And if you haven't been by there, it is so impressive. I hadn't been there since we set the final beam to close the ceiling, and just to see the progress of the work and just how massive that library is going to be, and just all the space and the thoughtfulness in the design and the rooms, it's just going to be amazing. And then just the views is just breathtaking. So I can't wait to do the official opening, the grand opening there, and do the ribbon cutting. So I just ask my fellow trustees, if you have not gone over there for a tour, I think it's every Tuesday. I encourage you to make arrangements to do so, to see it. And then I was going to see if we had anyone from the foundation here. I don't think so. So since no one is here there to speak, to give an update, just a quick update on the foundation. We are still awaiting the foundation to share their financial needs for startup, for us to continue the work with respect to the new and revised agreement between the library and the foundation. So looking forward to receiving that so we can report back out to the board regarding our progress there. And that concludes my update. So I'll turn it over to our executive director for his update.
Thank you, Chair Rogers. Trustees, I've submitted my executive director reports for June and July. It's already been mentioned about ALA. Great conference. We had about, ALA had about 15,000 attendees. So getting back, it's not the record, but that's a great comeback for the conference, and lots of learning. So I attended sessions as well, participated in a few panels, met with vendors, had numerous conversations. I've already communicated back with the administrative team on some of the things and projects that we're working on and will be working on, including our AI initiative that you'll be learning more about in the future. Some of the other highlights of my travels over the past few months was that I was selected by the Qatar National Library to be their keynote speaker at the Libraries Lead 2025 conference. So I had an opportunity, short trip, but an opportunity to fly to Qatar and back in like 3 days. I think it was pretty quick. So I think I slept from jet lag more than actually anything. Just continuing on, I had an opportunity to meet with several of my library colleagues from around the country at the Urban Libraries Director CEO Roundtable in Toronto. Lots of conversations there about what's happening here in the U.S. since we met in Toronto. We made it back, but the conversations around what's happening with our federal government, the dollars, and just how library leaders are going to be needing to lead our library systems in the future. And other than that, those are a few highlights. And now I'll take any questions before we go to other reports from the trustees.
And I'll yield to my fellow trustees first to see if there are any questions or any reports or that you want to pull up.
Mr. Chair, I just want to take a moment to just comment on Kelvin's extraordinary presence at ALA. The chair indicated when folks see trustee in Las Vegas Clark County Library District, they're like, "Oh, you work with Kelvin," and I'm like, as long as he keeps letting me. But it really is amazing to hear the impact that he has in systems in other parts of the country who see the work that he's doing here, this kind of experimental lab that we have here in Las Vegas, and tailor those programs and those initiatives to their systems, and they're able to see the same impact that we've seen here. So great job. ALA was a fantastic learning experience, and encourage trustees who have not had a chance to go to an ALA to hopefully you can make it out to one. Thank you.
I'd like to speak as well. I again also attended ALA, had a fabulous time. It's like Candyland for any of us that like to read, like books, like technology. Everything is there. The exhibit halls are fabulous, but the meetings are as well. I did go to meeting sessions related to trustees, as well as those who have bookstores. When you talk among people that are sitting near you, some of them, they cannot comprehend geographically how large we are, let alone the number of libraries we have. Of course, then when you mention Kelvin's name, there comes an outpouring of other information and questions. They want to know, well, what is he doing now? That kind of thing. I did go to a session related to prisons, prison services or jail services. A very interesting event too for the history makers for that breakfast event, the speaker. I have to confess, I went to one program and they were very nice, but they were Scottish and no one at my table could understand what they were saying. This was the company and they were presenting it. And I think their product was probably very nice, but no idea. I mean, no idea. And it wasn't just one speaker. It was, 2 or 3 people got up. So anyway, that was an unfortunate moment. But I also went to some great author events and there were some lovely noted speakers, including Carla, sadly no longer head of the Library of Congress, but extraordinary. And for those of you who weren't there, I've been having problems with my legs, so it was on one of those little carts. So that was kind of an experience getting around because it was a very large, sprawling convention facility. And I did pretty well till the last day when I ran into a display, but the people took it pretty well. So I had a wonderful, I know, what can I say? They let me loose. So I didn't plan it that way. It just sort of happened. But thank you for sending me as your representative. It was wonderful. And Kelvin certainly eased the way for us because we were very graciously included in some events that otherwise we would not have been. Baker and Taylor in particular is just wonderful. And then we went to the Librarian of the Year event and they were held, Philadelphia obviously is, the birthplace of America when you come down to it. And they were held in like the Museum of the American Revolution. I'm trying to think the other one that was particularly, anyway, historic buildings. I mean, it was pretty incredible for that. And the weather was good, much cooler than here. So much cooler. Thank you.
Oh, hi. I was just, I have a question for Director McNally regarding the item that was brought up last month about having our meetings at certain libraries, or has there been any development on that at this point?
Sure. Good evening, Chair Rogers, Board of Trustees, Director Watson, and Council Welt. Good evening. For the record, Matt McNally, Community Engagement Director. Thank you very much for the opportunity to allow us to go back a little bit, look into a few things for you and report back. If you look on page 97 of my report, I kind of detailed out a little bit of our findings. So really, I think there are 3 options probably before the Board of Trustees for your consideration. One would be to rotate board meetings as you currently have always done. Another option might be to rotate board meetings on a quarterly basis, and I've offered a proposed schedule within that we think would work well, or hold all meetings at the Windmill Library location.
Mhm.
So historically, board meetings are often chosen by the chair of the Board of Trustees in consultation with the executive director. And from there, I also included a little bit of history that we could recover from the library district about how those board meetings have morphed over time, where they were originally just held at 2 locations, and eventually, as the library district expanded, they became rotational in nature. And then we looked into a couple other library systems as well. So the City of North Las Vegas library system, they actually hold all of their meetings in the City Council chamber. And Henderson Libraries holds almost all of their meetings in Paseo Verde Library. So just wanted to give you a little bit of reference of what some other library systems with multiple branches are doing. Also, wanted to just point out and note that we did make a very big effort to make our board meetings more publicly accessible in 2021 with online viewing and recordings that can now be viewed on YouTube. So those were just some of our findings, and hopefully the items in my report will suffice and meet your needs.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had some-
Trustee Ford?
Yes, I would like to ask Leo Segura for that. It's just a very simple question. With increasing security issues, do you feel like we need more security? I mean, I was looking at the statistics for Clark County as well as Sahara West, which are very divergent areas. Do we need more personnel or different type of personnel?
No, I think right now, John Vino's team is in charge of hiring our security personnel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
And, but no, I do the report, so you're talking to the correct person. So Leo Segura, Library Operations Director.
Sorry, Leo.
Anyhow, what I was getting to is that our security personnel are some of the more top-notch security officers. We do hire security officers that do carry a weapon, but that's the option of last choice for them. They have other ways to escalate and de-escalate a situation so that it doesn't have to be drawn. So we do work vigilantly with our security officers. They're not the only line of defense that we have. We also have the managers of the buildings, the persons in charge when the manager's not the person in charge. So we have shared responsibilities with the security guards, and we are almost always involved in most situations and make the decision to trespass or not when a customer is violating our library rules of conduct. And that's because when we do trespass someone, we're restricting their right to receive information, at least in a physical format. We do now offer continued access electronically for those that are trespassed, and refer them to other districts or locations like the University Library, the Law Library downtown, and the other cities, Henderson and Boulder City. North Las Vegas tends to enforce our trespass as well, but us being the largest library district in the state, we only recognize our own trespasses.
So you're pretty happy with what we have?
Yeah, I
for
think
that?
we do a
We think we have
substantial
an adequate
job. I think
number?
part of the increase that you're seeing might be also due to better vigilance and training by the staff. We just completed our APIC or apprentice PIC training. So some folks who aren't in management positions yet get some of the training that the managers get so that they can participate. So more eyes on the situation might also cause more incidents to be documented.
Sure.
And then, you know, just in general, we also are working with, continue to our work with the Metropolitan Police Department as well. So not just at Clark County, but Sahara West, Summerlin, the Summerlin Area Command, Bolden Area Command, and the Central Area Commands all participate with the libraries in some form or fashion.
Thank you. I
Sure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And relatedly, for Clark County Library, are there some unique factors that contribute to the disproportionate high
I think for
incidents there versus some of the other locations
Yeah,
that you can
thank you.
speak to?
For the Clark County, I mean, we share a kind of neighborhood with the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I don't know if Tick Segerblum, our commissioner, has been coming to the library for meetings. We have Metropolitan Police coming to our branch leadership meetings there with our teams. But one of the things they were doing was cleaning out the wash of some of our unhoused populations. And when the cleaning of the wash occurred, we had an influx of more people coming into the library. And I think part of that was witnessed there, as well as some of our incidents on the sidewalk adjacent to the Clark County Library. But Metro and Nevada Homeless partnerships have been helping us keep the area kind of fresh and clean on a routine basis. So we still do our reports to Click It and Fix It, Clark County. And then with Dick Sagerblum's office and Metro responding positively, we've been able to keep the sidewalks accessible and the streets clear.
Appreciate it.
And Mr. Chair, I just want to make a comment with Leo up here. I just want to give your library operations staff and the security staff just kudos, just because, you know, especially with it being warmer, I know we're cooling stations as far part of the
Definitely.
county's continuum of care. And you know, the thing that we tell everyone is everyone's welcome to the library as long as you follow the rules
Right.
that are posted on the wall. So just, you know, just so that way it's on the record and everyone knows, everyone's welcome in our libraries as long as you just follow the same patron rules as everyone else. And I just want to give credit to your staff. And I don't know if it's a training, if it's just inherent to being librarians, but their compassion and their desire to help people as best they can is just absolutely remarkable. So thank you to you and your team.
I appreciate that, and we'll definitely share that with the staff.
And then I have one follow-up question for you, Leo.
Sure.
Regarding in your report, you indicated that there was a 40% decline in new library cards issued. Could you compare April of this year to April of the year before? Could you share any insights?
Yeah, I apologize. Our standard table of records wasn't included in there. I'll definitely have that for the next month. The monthly statistics for April and May. But part of the reasoning is over the years, in the last couple of years, we've changed how we issue library cards, what the renewal rate is. So we've gone from a 1-year renewal where we delete your card for a year of inactivity to now a 5-year renewal. So that's causing us to delete less records. And when we don't delete your record, you don't have to come create a new record. So some of those people are still on the books. We also used to issue what we call quick start cards. Those were our outreach cards. There was a time where I was doing up to 30,000 of those in a month to do, like when I did the Henderson schools for CCSD. They wanted to be able to access some of our jobs databases. So we issued them 30,000 quick start cards that they used for the school year. That inflated our card issuing, but we haven't been doing that since our previous access manager has retired. I don't think I've created one. That's been almost 6 months now. We also last year, if you remember, and I'll crow about this one, the Cox Wi-Fi hotspot cards. We had a lot of people coming in to get a library card so that they can get a Cox Wi-Fi hotspot card and use the Cox Wi-Fi anywhere in the area of Las Vegas. So it was unfortunate when the federal government cut the program last July. So we weren't experiencing that this past April or May. Our circulation is still on the increase. Let's see, we did a 3% increase for May and a 3% for April. And we're still over the previous year on that. And our card holder, when we do a card holder count, it's changes by the hour because it's a live count, and when people's cards get deleted or when we add a card, it's going to fluctuate and change. But on average, it's continued to be pretty steady. So
thank you.
We'll have the numbers for that on the next report, because we'll have our KPIs for the fiscal year end on the next report. So
Thank you. Any other questions for Leo while he's at the podium?
All right.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Good, Chair Rogers, Board of Trustees, Director Watson, and Council Welt. Good evening. For the record, Matt McNally, Community Engagement Director. Thought you could get rid of me, huh? I'm back. Tonight, I just wanted to take a moment and add as part of my report that I hope that you'll join me in welcoming Kelly Dupuy to the role of Literacy Services Manager. Kelly's here tonight. And I told her I wouldn't force her to talk in the microphone, but she could stand and wave and you could get to see who's going to run our adult learning program. So Kelly will lead the adult learning program in the successful execution of services like English as a second language, adult basic education, high school equivalency, GED, and integrated education and training. Kelly holds a master's degree in education curriculum and instruction from UNLV. She also joins the library district, having served as an educator and later a remote instructor coordinator for Clark County School District. She's been a GED HSE instructor for College of Southern Nevada and has worked as an education administrator and project director for the Nevada Department of Education. So Kelly she's also worked in the private sector a little bit doing curriculum consultation and education infrastructure processes. So she's bilingual in English and Spanish, and we're very excited to have her on board as of this last Monday. So 4 days on the job. Unfortunately, she hasn't even gotten to see her office yet. She gets over to Clark County tomorrow. We've had her for lots of training. So I hope that you'll welcome Kelly Dupuy to the library district. Thank you.
All right, welcome to the library family. Yep. And I would like to ask John to come to the podium and give us an update of the progress of the library.
Good evening, everyone. John Vino, General Services Director. Thank you for coming out for the tour. We realized we haven't really given you an update. Not everybody can come out to see the building. So we just wanted to give you a quick update, kind of a before and during. I don't want to say after just yet, but we are 103 days, not that I'm counting, from substantial completion and the building being turned over to us. So a lot going on. So where am I pointing? Okay, so 15 short months ago, that's what the building looked like, or the lot looked like right before or right after we did our groundbreaking. And that's what it looks. Okay, that's where am I aiming this thing? No, we're going in the wrong direction. I'll get it. There it is. So that's what it looks like now. Our building is completely, completely encased, for lack of a better word. We were able to turn we got full power, permanent power from, Nevada Power. About 2 weeks ago, we turned the air conditioning on, all the systems went on. Last week, we're in the process of climatizing the building, and that will allow us to move forward with all our finishes. And basically, that's all that's left in the building at this point, as you'll see. That's the building from, as you see it now. That's the grand lobby, as we've seen it in a lot of renderings. You can see the high glass and all the glass panels that we hope to encase, and that's the building as of Tuesday. That's the hero wall, one of our key features in the grand lobby. Again, we try to get a lot of space, a lot of light into this building, and that's our hero wall, getting ready to have our displays put up, and partnering space off to the right. You could see the glass and just the great sunlight that we're going to have in the lobby here. This is the main entrance to the main library. That's the YPL, kind of in the back area there, and our multimedia center. And that's where we are today. Again, just starting to clear out all the work areas and getting ready for carpet to be put down. You can see we got the ceiling tile grid starting to come in. Most of the multimedia center is built out. This is our quiet area, our flex space, where we'll have a lot of our periodical collection. And that's the space today, another great space that's just going to be great for sitting. Great windows. You can see out off to Martin Luther King Jr. and out to the post office on the other side. Just really open, great space. The innovation lab is coming along pretty nice. You can see we're starting to get some color on the walls. The garage door is going up into that area here shortly. You can see the pop outs here that we have that individualize each of the rooms. Each has a different design. That's the teen zone. And there you can see the color starting to go in for the teen zone as we get the pop-ups. Here we had some, the YPL has this great high ceiling. We are working internally to create that mobile using our internal 3D printers. Staff is creating that. We're working on that. And here you can see the height of that space and the length of the YPL as we build it out. That's our story time room. Here you can see we've another innovation is being able to open that story time room out into the general. So if we have overflow, we have speakers and microphones, so that staff will be able to hold larger story times as needed. And you can see that the front of that is all LED that lights up different colors, and staff will be able to decide the color, and it can change and based on programming. And you can see that's all ready to get installed here in the next couple of weeks. The interior of the story time room. Here you can see we're starting to get all our woodwork that has to be come into the building, has to get climatized. It has to sit for a little bit before we can install it. So big changes over the next couple of weeks. Then you move up to the second floor. This would be our customer service area up on the second floor. And here you can see where the customer service is going to be, as well as the business center. And again, this is another area of innovation. I talked to Leo today. We're actually hiring a business resource librarian, or business librarian, to run this portion, and she'll help with business resources, patent resources, helping businesses and startup. Those are the two offices we've talked about, which we also new to the district that can be checked out, and new businesses can utilize that space as needed. This is probably, you have to come up and see this room once we're open. This is one of the rooms that probably has one of the great views looking out over the strip. It is going to be our quiet room. So in it, we'll have some display cases and just some great seating and some study carols. And you can see it starting to come together. You get a little idea of the view through the windows out over Las Vegas with that space. And then we have a nice large study room next to it. Next to that, this was the rendering for what our computer center was going to look like. And this is where we are today. Again, great colors in this library. This is the view of the computer room as you stand from the staff desks. And there's our computer room ready to go, getting finishes put in and carpet put down, and furniture's coming in October. So we're on schedule. This is a boardroom that kind of ties into our business center. So somebody can come in and start their business up. And if they need to have a board meeting or training, or it has Zoom capabilities, speakers, microphones, anything anybody would need to do in a little bit of an advanced study room. And that's where it is today, ready to go. Now it has great views with windows on both sides that look down on the opening and into the grand lobby of the library. And our canopy, the west entrance coming in from the back parking lot, the view we have of that we've started that installation. That's getting completed and painted, and you can see it there. And that's where we are, 103 days. Hopefully, we're working on an opening date for later this year. Happy to answer any questions, or again, if anybody would like an on-site tour, just let us know. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, John. And in close, I would like to, Betsy, you don't have to come up, but I did want to share a comment. One of the things that I heard in one of the dinners I went to, there were 3 other librarians from other rural cities, and they raved about our social media here in Las Vegas and really talked about how they go to our social media regularly to sort of see what's going on in Las Vegas and that's innovative. And then also some of our how-to series and trainings that you all are posting online. So know that, not only our local community are benefiting from our social media, but also the rest of the country, in particular those areas that are in rural communities where they may not have access to all the same resources and expertise that we do. So wanted to share that news, and they told me to thank you and to continue to post regularly on social media because they're going to that for support and resources. Okay, so there are no other questions concerning the executive director's report. We will move on to our next agenda item. Yep, so we have nothing under unfinished business, and then we'll go to new business. We don't have anything under consent agenda, so we will go to our regular agenda item, which is our executive session. Do we have a motion to go to executive session?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. We will transition to executive session. We'll ask everyone to go ahead and allow us to do so and depart the room, and then we will call you back once we conclude.
Well, state or.
Yeah, I think they're kind of required to. Two.
Our meeting's about done.
Yes. She does the smiley face. Well, yeah, I was looking for hidden beads, and I couldn't find it, so. Is your kid still around?
He made it back. He didn't hear us too far.
Boy, a lot of patience. Yeah, mine would have been in the next town by now.
He can't go beyond the range of my phone. That's why if I can keep you at least in the building.
Yeah. Okay, you need a motion to come back into open meeting.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to return to our regular meeting?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We are back. So let me get myself back. So let me. Diligent, where are you? Okay. We're back to agenda item 8B for possible board discussion and action regarding the executive director's performance evaluation for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. And then do we have a motion?
You need to give me a summary of the goals, initiatives, and overall.
Oh, all right.
evaluation.
Okay, thank you for that correction. The overall rating for the executive director is exceptional. The final COLA is 3%. The final merit is 3%. It's important to note that the 3% will move the director's salary to the top of the step and beyond for his position. The difference of that amount will be made in a one-time payment of, well, let me just go, do I need to go through the exact numbers of the salary or not?
Yeah, you do for the one-time payment.
Okay, so for the current salary of the executive director is $267,696 with the adjustment of 3% COLA and the adjustment of 3% merit. That will
275, 726.
that will move him to 275,726, which is the top of the step of that position. And thus, the difference will need to be paid out in a one-time payment, and that difference is $8,263 in a one-time payment. Additionally, we discussed, and there is likely to be a performance bonus pay of $53,539.20. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion and then I have discussion.
I hear the motion.
Second.
Any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I just want to speak to why I feel the executive the executive director deserves this. And what we were presented, and I hope executive director and Betsy, my wish to you is that we can post the executive director's 73-page list of accomplishments for the year. But some highlights that really stood out to me is under the executive director's leadership. And it's important to mention that we know this doesn't happen in a vacuum, and he hasn't done this on his own. And he has an exceptional team, an exceptional leadership team, as well as the library staff who on the front lines. But under the executive director's leadership, some of the things that stood out to me, this first one means a lot to me, which is the reopening of the jail library. If no one's had a chance to tour that library, but also see just the letters of thanks the staff get, it's deeply moving, and the role that library has in that ecosystem. I think the executive director has leveraged our partnerships with our professional sports teams better than most any other public agency that we've seen in this. His media presence, he's out there. He's on the morning shows, which I think those start filming at 5 a.m, and he's out there. The evening shows, he's there late into the night. He's a literal international leader in his field. He goes to Qatar to give talks. He goes across the country. People seek him out to learn how they can bring his brand of leadership and his experiences to their own programs. He restarted the employee recognition program. The library district launched its mobile app. He's partnered with 3 Square to provide not just the after school food, but also the programs for our seniors to help combat senior loneliness, which is a very dangerous health thing for senior citizens. Project Maryland is there. Elections, extremely important to create avenues for elections to happen in our branches. He's invested in staff development, not just for his leadership team, but all staff. His Hope for Prisoners partnerships to create spaces for returning citizens to be able to have story times with their kids, something that some of them haven't been able to do for 30 years because they've been in prison, and he's done that. He's invested in renovations and replacements of outlying and inner city libraries that have traditionally been forgotten about. He's instituted internal revenue controls to make sure our staff are being good stewards of public money. He's expanded the passport program, which is very popular, and he's worked with our staff to create a career ladder. So many of our staff start. I know they're not called pages anymore, but they started as library aides, 16 years old. They're with us, 30 years later. You could retire at 50 with the library district, and now there's a career ladder in place to make that happen. But I encourage, these are just highlights. I encourage everyone to read the 73 pages if you really want to understand the breadth of the work that Director Watson has done. And with that concludes my comments, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And I'll just sort of go down the line. We'll start with Trustee Jones. You had any comment?
Just continue to appreciate the exceptional work. And as I said during our session, we know that we're about to face some unprecedented times, and it takes the right kind of leadership to be able to maintain and excel. And I trust that our executive director will be able to do that. So support.
Trustee Ford.
I concur with the comments that have been made, and I was very much in favor of this merit bonus. He earned it. He has built us. He's fleshed us out. He is preparing us for what's to come, good and bad, and is ever expanding in offerings and partnerships and communication. And I'm very pleased with this. Thank you.
Trustee Dukowski.
Yes, I concur as well with the statements made so far. I'm always amazed about how many different things that he's getting involved in, and to make our district the most excellent district out there. And he does it but I know he doesn't do it alone. But he knows the people he should hire, and he knows how to handle things that are important. And he's done this in a sustained way. He's not cutting back on what he's doing. And so I think we need to reward the excellence. So thank you.
Trustee Fiedler?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what everyone else said. I'm new to the board, but a longtime library user. I actually started as a page, as you all know, at the Clark County Library when I was 16, many years ago. I have seen the various directions that our library district has gone through in the past couple of decades. As a librarian, I can reaffirm everything we heard in public comment about Calvin's reputation in the library and community. We are the 5th largest library district in the United States. It is a huge organization, and his leadership is admirable. My research area is about seeing librarians stay through, mid and late career. And I think that this is one of the ways that we can ensure that Calvin continues to stay in our community and help grow our libraries, particularly with the times that may be forthcoming. Our community is going to need his leadership more than ever. And I think we want to put ourselves in a position to keep him as a leader and not be in a position where he gets headhunted to another organization. And then we are having to start over with a new person who likely will have to come from out of town. So I think that this is a wonderful opportunity to show our appreciation for his incredible work in the last year, which again, it's like 72 pages. It's truly incredible. And I appreciate what you've done in our community.
Okay. Trustee Williams?
Yes, thank you. I would like to just say ditto to what everyone said. And I just want to, say to Kelvin, Director Kelvin Watson, to continue to push the envelope, continue to do things that hasn't ever been done before, continue to keep our library on the forefront of brand new initiatives, and continue to allow staff to be themselves, and to just continue to strive to continue to be exceptional and do what you do. That's all I have to say. Excellent job, and I've enjoyed being part of this board and part of the library district.
All right. And I concur with what has been stated about Executive Director Watson and his performance, and just challenge him to continue to exceed expectations, as he mentioned in his interview, I guess going on 4 years ago, about his vision for if he were selected as a candidate and how he would move the library to a place we couldn't imagine it would be. And, we've done that, and we have been recognized not just locally, but nationally. And it's evidence when we go to conferences, sort of how Clark County Library is viewed in the library community, not just in the public library space, but also in the other library domains that exist. And I firmly believe that, considering the size and scope and complexity of our public library, and given his performance, that the combined merit, COLA, and performance pay is commensurate with his peers who have similar portfolios to manage. And if they're doing it in a similarly exemplary way, that it is deserving. And so I'll call for the question.
Mr. Chair, before you do that, I just want to clarify on the motion that the lump sum payments are non-PERS payments.
That is correct. Those will be one-time payments that do not go against the PERS calculation or move the salary beyond the top of the range. So I call for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Need to abstain. Trustee
Aye.
Sorry.
Any opposed? No? Okay, the motion carries. Yes, Director Watson.
So I want to thank the Board of Trustees. But ultimately, I want to thank the staff, the AT team, for all of their hard work and dedication. The staff, as mentioned, I don't do this alone. I'm the leader, but I don't do it alone. We have numerous conversations, meetings. We get things done together. I'm proud to be your leader. I'm proud to be a part of the team. And as mentioned, we're going to continue to push the envelope. We're going to continue to be the best library district in the world. We're going to continue to, have open positions, and thousands of people are applying to come to be a part of our organization. And that's something to be proud of. When you go to a conference and you have people looking at your badge and they see you're from Las Vegas Clark County Library District, and they don't want to stop talking to you because they want to keep trying to figure out what we're doing, what we're doing next, what are we up to. And 4.5 years ago, that's where we've come to today, and we're just going to continue to strive and do better. So I just wanted to again say thank you to my team, the folks that I work with, and leading their teams, and the 73 pages. That's the results of the organization. So as the leader, so it's not me. It's me and the team. And so I say, thank you again.
Okay. And then we will move on to announcements. There's no August Board of Trustees meeting. So just hope everyone enjoy their summer and stay cool and out of the heat as much as possible. And then we will reconvene our next meeting in September. Board meeting will be held on Thursday, September 11th, 2025 at the Windmill Branch.
September 11th? September.
September, yes. And I know we're working on a special meeting, but the date has not been confirmed yet, correct? Correct.
The time, I think, hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
It'll just be a real quick meeting.
Okay. With that said, is there a public comment?
No, Chair.
Okay, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
The second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We are adjourned.
Jeff?